10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
खतरो गणो रे मंडरावे हरदम रचने वालों ने रच डाले धमकी समझे बिन इसके परिणाम बरसाए सोने।
जयपुर पुलिस की ओर से आप सभी का स्वागत है।
परमाणु मुक्त विश्व शांति पुरस्कार वर्ष 2004 के 7वें समारोह की मेजबानी का अवसर भारत देश की गुलाबी नगरी जयपुर को मिला। आज हम सब इस पावन बेला में वर्ष 2004 के लिए परमाणु मुक्त विश्व शांति पुरस्कार से सम्मानित की जाने वाली संस्थाओं व मनुष्यों का इस सम्मानित शांति पुरस्कार के लिए अभिनंदन करते हैं। इस अभिनंदन समारोह में हमारे बीच पधारे मूर्धन्य वयोवृद्ध सर्वोदय नेता सिद्ध पुरुष श्री सिद्धराज जी का हम सभी हार्दिक अभिनंदन करते हैं। आपके कदमों द्वारा परमाणु मुक्त भविष्य शांति पुरस्कार हमारे बीच उपस्थित कर्मयोगी मनुष्यों को सम्मानित करेंगे।
And now we request respected Klaus Preisträger, founder director of Nuclear Free Future Awards, please come forward and narrate something about the awards and awardees of today's function.
Sabko Namaste. My name is Klaus Preisträger, and as a journalist I have been working with indigenous people of North America. The Iroquois Indians have a saying that whatever we do today, we have to be aware that it should not affect the well-being of the 7 generations to come. We have incorporated this philosophy in the award, that we are honoring those who stand up in the name of the coming generations. The people who fight are often in the dark. We don't know them. They do not fight for themselves. They fight for all of us. So we thought it's important to bring them out of the shadow into the limelight so we all can say thank you.
We need to get back to this track to a nuclear-free future, because the alternative is only the road to destruction. And on this road to destruction, I'd really hope that the people who walk away from this important weekend will realize there is no difference between nuclear bombs and nuclear energy. It always begins with uranium mining, and it always ends with nuclear waste. So at this point, I'd also like to express our thanks to the Coalition for Nuclear Disarmament and Peace, International Physicians to Prevent Nuclear War, IPPNW, our affiliate in America, the 7 Generations Fund, and our host, the Barefoot College of Tilonia. And I have the honor to introduce JOAR. 70% of the world's uranium is being taken out of the ground in the homeland of indigenous peoples, who most of the time consider exactly the very area of uranium their sacred land, which should not be touched, because otherwise the world will be in danger. Ancient prophecies around the world include warnings not to touch these sacred areas. JOAR is fighting a long war against uranium mining in India. And they are all here. 8 people have come here to receive this award. It's the award for resistance.
मेरा नाम घनश्याम बिरुली है, ज्वार के प्रेसिडेंट। मैं जादूगोड़ा से, जादूगोड़ा पूर्वी सिंहभूम झारखंड राज्य से हैं और मैंने यूरेनियम माइनिंग के खिलाफ हम लोग आंदोलन कर रहे हैं। ये सम्मान, ये पुरस्कार सिर्फ ज्वार के लिए नहीं है, तमाम उन जन संगठनों का ये पुरस्कार है जो अपने क्षेत्र में अपने अधिकारों के लिए, पर्यावरण के लिए, जमीन के लिए संघर्ष कर रहे हैं।
Award for Education, Dr. Asaf Durakovic for his courageous medical commitment and moral act of whistleblowing, helping to debunk Pentagon disinformation about the deadly hazards of depleted uranium.
We are facing different nuclear reality today than we did a couple of decades ago. I'm talking about his legacy of radioactive warfare. I was asked by the federal government to investigate a mysterious illness that took place among some of the veterans who were returning from the first Gulf War. And I immediately recognized that we are not dealing with an ordinary illness. I associated by taking their history with exposure to radioactive dust in the Persian Gulf. Obviously, we are dealing with uranium that was probably delivered by the bomb. 100,000 veterans from the Gulf War I and Gulf War II, they have never been analyzed. They will never know how much risk they suffer and how much risk their children and grandchildren will suffer. Iraq is depleted uranium weapons, which are tank penetrators. Afghanistan is non-depleted uranium, but not natural, which was contained in the bombs that were falling on the civilian population of Afghanistan. Now, most important point here is this. Here in India, in Rajasthan, if I take any one of you who are Rajasthanis and I take your urine sample to analyze for total uranium, you would probably have about 10 nanograms per liter. Klaus, who comes from Germany, he would probably have 5 to 7 nanograms per liter. People who come from Los Alamos, they would probably have 20 nanograms per liter. But in Afghanistan, we found 2,500 nanograms per liter, in the population of the civilians who were farmers, who are not close to any uranium mines. Governments obviously are against our work. I was offered to stop my work on uranium or to be eliminated from my position. I chose to be eliminated from my position, and after 18 years of service for the federal government, my position was closed. I was speaking at a military conference in Bahrain. Arab doctors and scientists and public asked me, "Doctor, is it dangerous for Qatar that war is going on in Iraq? Uranium is released in Iraq." I said, of course it's not dangerous, because uranium needs visa to get into Saudi Arabia and Qatar and Bahrain.
My name is Liam O'Mayan Lee, and I'm from Ireland, west of Europe, and I've been aware of nuclear power since I was 15, when our country, the people of our country through music managed to keep nuclear power away from our land, through music and through gathering and having a good time.
Jonathan Schell for laying down for all to see on behalf of humankind the shining thread out of the labyrinth of our nuclear madness.
My name is Jonathan Schell. I write for The Nation magazine. Previously, I wrote for the New Yorker magazine. I'm also a writer of books, many of them on the question of nuclear danger. Maybe the best known was called The Fate of the Earth. Nuclear danger could arise anywhere where competent scientists could absorb the information of how to build these weapons. And since this is not new science, it's old science. It's roughly like a television set or an automobile now. It's been published in magazines, so it's widely available. So the result is that just as the uranium is spread around the world, so also this knowledge on which the nuclear weapon is based is spread around the world. And therefore, it can spring up anywhere, the dragon's teeth. It has sprung up here in India, where you have the mining, you have the refinement. You had the peaceful nuclear bomb, now you have the warlike nuclear bomb. Here I've heard in India that you have nuclear nationalism. In the United States we do you one better, and we've developed a nuclear imperialism. You can ignore nuclear arsenals, but if you do, they will not ignore you. So I think there is something now developing, maybe again for the first time, that we could call a will of the world towards peace, and I think it will swing in our favor. The bomb was born at the beginning of the Cold War, and we in the United States and in the Soviet Union, we wrestled for almost 50 years with the nuclear dilemma. We were unequal to it. Now you in South Asia have that fire, that nuclear fire in your hands. It has arrived into a different geography, a different history, another culture. I think that what that gives is another chance to turn it around. And if you here could go back to zero, to a nuclear-free world, then I believe it would happen everywhere. And in this connection, I want to mention the proposal that Admiral Ramdas made to the conference that there be a gathering of governments initiated by India and Pakistan to invite all the nuclear powers here to have a free-ranging reconsideration of how to proceed in the nuclear age. Maybe you here in the South can succeed where we in the North have failed and show the world the way. Thank
कोई नहीं मेरा तेरे सिवा झूलेलाल कोई नहीं मेरा मेरा प्रभु मेरा मेरा कोई नहीं मेरा मेरा प्रभु कोई नहीं मेरा तेरे सिवा झूलेलाल संदरिया सेवन जा सकी वादे कलर दम 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 दमा दम मस्त कलर गलीदा बिला दमा दम मस्त कलर हो गलीदा बिला नंबर बोलो दमा दम मस्त कलर
Hildegard Breiner from Austria for her decades of dedicated commitment in the peace and environmental movement, helping to preserve Austria from the fallout of the atomic age.
I'm Hildegard Breiner of Austria, and I am the president of a nature conservation organization. And also I struggled with my husband together very, very hard all the years against nuclear power. In Austria we have one thing unique in the world, that is a ready-built nuclear power plant that couldn't start to run. And why? Because people, and especially in my county in Austria, struggled so hard against it that the politicians had to give us a referendum. And this referendum ended with the result of 50.5% against this plant. And the tipping point was my county, my state, because we had 85% against this power plant, nuclear power plant. And therefore we are nuclear free in Austria.
But around of us there are many nuclear power plants, and so we have to struggle against all directions. Between 1985 and 89 we struggled against the nuclear processing plant in Wackersdorf in Germany. This plant couldn't be built due to the resistance of the people of Germany and of Austria.
The last one goes to the Silly Montessori School of Lakhnau for its visionary New World Order peace campaign and for its mission on behalf of the world's children and the coming generations to create a nuclear-free future.
ये जो कुछ आपने देखा है, जिन लोगों को आज यहाँ पर पुरस्कृत किया गया है, मानव जाति के सामने जो विनाश का खतरा है, सर्वनाश का, उसके खिलाफ लड़ने वाले ये योद्धा हैं। उन सबको मैं अभिनंदन करता हूँ। ईश्वर उनको शक्ति दे कि वो आगे भी इसी प्रकार से इस सारे संघर्ष में
where do you have the pot?
On top of that.
Here. Okay.
You don't have to know about this.
Okay.
It's like a car,
you can find from there.
The car, you only need to know that you have to press that pedal, huh? You don't have to understand the engine.
This entire area section out here is the wooden workshop area where we got handicapped children and train them to make wooden toys. These kids themselves are products of the night school, so they understand the value that all these toys add to education, all by handicapped kids. Waste materials from the various handicraft sections, from the wooden section, newspapers, etc., are recycled into educational toys, into paper bags, into gift wraps, candles, whatnot. Ramsuruji here heads the entire recycling division, and he's come up with 78 different kinds of little things that would keep people, kids occupied in school.
That's great. That's great.
Impressed by myself.
So this is the puppet?
Yes, this is puppet theatre.
Yes.
This is our traditional puppet. It's made by wood. And these face are feudal face, king and queens.
Yeah.
And this story about war and victories. So we don't need these things. Because now we change this idea. Only this is, we are like exhibit, we show to the people, because this is our recognized traditional puppet.
Right. You know how I feel? I feel like being in a science fiction movie, because Tilonia is to me the place where we have to go to, after the catastrophe. Only places like Tilonia will survive. So coming here to me is like looking through a window into the future.